Thanks for joining our Tuesday night broadcast of the NBA on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg with David Aldridge on our sideline. Let's see the stat sheet here for Brook Lopez.
And guys, I think the best way to measure his performance these last 10 games is his effective field goal percentage, which has improved, a sign that his game is in much better shape than it was not too long ago.
And now the opening lineup for Detroit. Inside for him, it's Harris and Duran. Tim Hardaway Jr. out there with Cade Cunningham. And it's Thompson in at the threesome. And for Milwaukee, the post pair, the longtime duo of Antetokounmpo and Lopez. Rollins is out there with Taurean Prince. And it's Kuzma in at the small forward. Well, Clark, it may not be for everyone, but we have a great defensive matchup this evening in this one.
Well, I'll tell you what, it is for me, Kevin. I mean, I like to see defense take center stage sometimes. I love when teams get after it and make it hard for each other to score. And if you're a basketball purist, this is must-watch TV.
Cunningham is not shy about mixing it up down low. He's got a great feel around the rim.
Rollins the pass to Antetokounmpo. He takes it in. Count the basket.
Watch out now. When this guy gets into a rhythm, it is something to behold.
Clark, the last piece of the puzzle for Giannis Antetokounmpo, winning that 2021 NBA title.
And you know, Kevin, think about this. When Giannis got that ring, he also had 2 MVPs, a Defensive Player of the Year award. Man, that's accomplishing a lot at just 26.
Free throw no good for Giannis. Clark, we know the Bucks are a veteran team that has now leveraged their assets to try to win now.
And the question is, Kevin, do they have enough? There's a point at which veteran becomes a nicer way or a euphemism for old, especially in today's NBA. That can be a problem for you.
At the elbow, it's Prince. Kuzma outside. Lopez sets a screen for Kuzma. 6 on the shot clock. Rebound, Detroit. Harris looking it over. Harris draws the double. Hardaway with a wide open look. Good, and Harris gets the assist.
This is Hardaway's game. A quick trigger shooter who wants to score as often as possible.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
Kevin, Doc Rivers gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. He talked about how dialed in he is on Cade Cunningham in this matchup. Coach told me the key is not to let him get into a rhythm early on. That might mean we have to throw different defenders at him. Maybe send them double teams too. Everything is on the table tonight. We'll see what they come up with for Cade. Guys?
Thanks, David. To Cunningham. Pass to Thompson. There's the triple. Giannis grabs the miss.
And they had some botched coverage that turned into no coverage.
Kuzma outside. With the floater. Duran pulls it in. Detroit's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Harris finds Cunningham. Looking for Kuzma. He gets it there. Prince wide open. Good on the triple.
Prince doesn't care where he's at beyond the line. He'll launch that orange for sure.
On the wing, Thompson takes the 3. Offensive rebound. And no good that time. And so Giannis will bring it up for the Bucks. Kuzma outside. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing, guarded by Harris. Second shot opportunity, and Antetokounmpo lays it in.
Boy, the added work in the weight room for Giannis coming into play there. I mean, you got to send an army to try to stop this guy.
And J.B. Bickerstaff is called a timeout. This will give him a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Right now, let's check out the standings in the Eastern Conference and see how the playoff race is shaping up. Taking a look at Milwaukee. If the playoffs started today, they'd hold the number 5 seed. Of course, they're looking to build on that. And, of course, there's the Pistons. They're just sitting one spot down right on their heels.
And I think for the Pistons, they've stayed right there, just in sniffing distance of the conference leaders. That's a solid accomplishment at this stage of the season.
You know, I thought maybe they'd have it in them to actually join those leaders this season. But you're right, it's still nice work considering where they are.
During the pass to Thompson, inside, Hardaway. And the layup's good off the glass. Hardaway has got his second bucket of the night.
He's known for his jump shot, but Hardaway isn't afraid to mix it up inside.
Here's Rollins. Last time, 14 points for him. Back to Antetokounmpo. And Giannis throws it down.
The sheer power of Antetokounmpo goes up and throws it down hard. That is impressive.
Thompson with the bucket.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
For Milwaukee, they've gone 50% from the field to this point, 4 of 8. To the wing right side. There's a screen. Here's Kuzma. It's not going to go for him. Good D by Thompson.
Well, he has not been sharp this period. Seems to be a little flustered out there, too.
And it goes down 2 points.
Boy, that's a nice touch from Harris right there, showing you exactly how under control he is close to the basket.
Pass to Kuzma. A shot by Antetokounmpo. Nobody around. The shot's good on the assist by Prince.
Great start for him. 4-4. He could be in for a big game.
Certainly looks that way to me, partner. I mean, his energy level is ramped up. I think he's been terrific right from the opening tip.
Now, here's Durant. Still yet to score. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
And what strikes me about Cade Cunningham is he's still growing. He's still capable of doing more on the floor. And he has the work ethic and attitude to make those improvements and become a real factor on the floor.
First free throw is good. You know, Clark, I've been wondering your thoughts on the possibility of the NBA shortening the season in an attempt to mitigate injuries.
Look, Kevin, I've long been a proponent of a shorter season. I think 65, 66 games, 1 month less on the regular season would be great. We know load management didn't decrease injury rates, so I'm not sure a shortened schedule would either, but I do know it would improve the quality of play for the players, and I think that would be beneficial to the fans.
Here's Rollins. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Harris against Antetokounmpo, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. That one on Harris. You know, you were talking about Giannis. He can put up 30 a game without taking many shots from the perimeter. And that's a tall order these days, especially because he gets doubled every single time. That one is off.
He is creeping up in those all-time conversations. Giannis has won regular season and Finals MVP plus Defensive Player of the Year. Quite the resume, and he is not done for a while, folks.
And the second free throw, good.
You really have to appreciate and respect the spirit Giannis plays the game with, a beacon of energy and enthusiasm for his team. They all feed off of him, an attitude of joy and unselfishness.
Now, here's Durant. He has yet to score.
You know, when he has the ball outside like that, that's exactly the kind of D they need to play on.
Here's Antetokounmpo. The shot will not fall. Great defense that time from Durant. To the inside. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a three-point play.
Boy, that's an outstanding job by Tobias Harris there, keeping his composure and concentration, then converting while under pressure. Well done.
Trent's checked in for the Bucks. Porter comes in for Rollins. And a switcher also for Detroit. Beasley's checked in for Asar Thompson. A free throw off from Harris.
You know, over time, I think Harris has become really good at accepting more responsibility, and that's part of learning how to be a leader.
Now, here's Kuzma. Against New Orleans, who is really on his game. The kick out to Porter. His three-pointer's off the mark.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Well above an 80% foul shooter for his career. Harris is not the guy you want to foul.
And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the Pistons.
And guys, I love the movement. Doing a great job of just getting the ball on a string, creating some opportunities.
Something else they're doing well tonight, guys? Lots of points in the paint. Something to continue to keep our eye on.
The first one falls. Tobias Harris-Clark has played over a dozen years in the NBA, and he is still a solid third option.
He really is, and he only played 1 year in college, and yet has been steady and consistent. He might not be the most efficient scorer, but he still does a lot of good things when he's on the floor, and he does them at both ends of the floor.
And Harris drops them both. Bucks trail by 5. Here's Antetokounmpo. It's in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
You know, this is where Giannis still does most of his damage. He has the size, athleticism, and shot repertoire to hurt you inside.
Cunningham against Porter. Now Cunningham. He had 35 points last game out. Porter with the steal. And it's the Bucks on the break. Trent with the wide open look. A three-pointer off the mark. Pistons leading by 3. Beasley dishes to Hardaway. Pass to Duran. And here's Cunningham. Detroit, no good that time either.
Boy, that's got to be terribly frustrating there. I mean, with the defense not hustling and he still misses, boy, he wishes he had that one back.
And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
How about the springs of this guy, Antetokounmpo, also known as the Greek Freak? I mean, he just gets up off the ground like a rocket on these alley-oop chances.
And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
Kevin, Giannis Antetokounmpo is not one to puff out his chest and chase accolades. He said, I put the work in. That's how I get my confidence. I don't follow the media or my stats. What I know is that I put the work in, and I try to be the best version of myself. And that focus has served him well. Kevin?
It has. You know, his dedication, David, unquestioned. And we appreciate your report. Now here's Giannis. Following the miss by Cade Cunningham. Shoots over Duran, and another basket for Milwaukee.
Boy, he's been a rock of offensive support so far, and when they've needed a basket, they've turned to him.
Hardaway against Trent. Hardaway kicks to Harris. Hardaway sets a screen for Harris. Shot clock at 6. And Lopez pulls it down. And it's Kuzma with the ball for Milwaukee. Their last encounter was in Detroit where they were able to handle the Pistons.
And the last time these two met, they were able to get a big win because of that bench production. Second unit might be a factor in this one as well.
And you know what? If they run away with this game like they did in that one, I'd expect to see plenty of minutes again for the guys coming off the bench.
Looking at who's out there now for the Bucks. Smith checked in for Lopez. And it's Green and for Giannis Antetokounmpo. Porter against Schroeder. Solid shot from the distance of about 14 feet. And the Pistons lead by 1.
Look at the touch on Schroeder's shot there, making that tough mid-range, Jay. Easy, slim pickings.
Here's Porter. Rebounded by the Pistons. Outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Well, I felt like they were never on the same page defensively in that one. Gave up way too many easy shots.
And, you know, that's all about effort, and I'm sure their coach let them have it for the lack thereof.
That's not the type of opportunity he fails to convert very often.
Bucks passing it around. From deep, Trent drains it from beyond the arc. We've seen the lead change hands quite a bit in this one.
And guys, I think each team knows they can win this game. Just a matter who can catch that momentum.
Now here's Beasley. 14 points from him the last game against Sacramento. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
How about Beasley coming right back with a 3-ball of his own?
Now here's Porter. And he also played really well in the win against the Pelicans. Trent outside. Good, and a nice assist from Porter. Trent's got 6.
Just focusing on the task at hand, that's all you can do.
Yeah, these teams trading punches right now. I mean, it's table tennis. Back and forth we go.
And it's Schroeder missing. Milwaukee's gone 3 of 6, 50% from deep so far tonight. Here's Kuzma. Good, nice job down low. And it's a 4-point Milwaukee lead.
And how about that display of athletic ability? Kuzma can contort his body when converting on those difficult shots.
Now, here's Durant. Hasn't made one yet. No good from Beasley. The Bucks, they won their last contest, that game against New Orleans.
In that one, they owned the backboards. Most of the second chance opportunities went to them.
Plenty of heart and hustle in that regard. I mean, they made sure to hit the glass hard and often.
And he's been way off the mark this quarter. It's been ugly.
Kuzma against Stewart. Kuzma passes to Green. Outside, Porter. Smith sets the pick for Porter. Trent outside. Hits it from three-point range. Trent's got his 3rd basket of the night.
Fantastic job moving the ball there by Porter Jr., understanding exactly what was available when his teammates were open.
There's the lob to Durant. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
And hard to decide which was better, the pass, the catch, or the slam.
Oh, there's no wrong answer. Sensational alley-oop.
Yeah, you wouldn't know they're the team trailing when they're able to pull off plays like that.
Here's Kuzma following the bucket by the Pistons. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Smith with a screen on Stewart. A wide open look here for Kuzma. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. Giannis Antetokounmpo, he's feeling it tonight and has been the driving force for the Bucks. Scoring, rebounding, he was all over the place during that quarter. They are riding his performance right now. And don't go away. We'll be right back. And if you're just joining us, we've played through 1 quarter in this one. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Bucks.
They've really been disruptive on the defensive end, forcing turnovers and turning those turnovers into points at the other end.
And another thing, guys, they've been very active tonight, frequently creating scoring opportunities off turnovers.
Bucks leading by 5. On the court for the Pistons, we've got Dennis Schroeder. Asar Thompson is out there with Holland. Then there's Isaiah Stewart. And it's Beasley in at the 2. Now, here's Trent. 29 points for him last game against New Orleans.
And he made a big mark at the free throw line as well. He got himself to the stripe a lot and cashed in when he had his chances.
The Bucks shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
Two shots.
First one falls for him. Drawing fouls, Clark getting to the line, all part of the game, but do you think players try and draw fouls too often now?
I do in some cases, but I think it's more on an individual basis. I mean, players have to do what they need to do to try to score the ball. But I don't think anybody likes, 1, guys flopping the draw fouls, and then 2, whining when fouls aren't called.
No good on the second free throw.
You know, we've seen Kevin Porter Jr. play the 1, 2, and the 3, and no matter where he plays, KPJ is a bucket getter.
Thompson dishes to Beasley. Collins kicks to Beasley. That 3 off the mark. Milwaukee leading by 6. Pass to Trent. Rebounded by the Pistons. Thompson finds Beasley. Down low. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
I mean, the number of points they've scored in the paint already here is eye-opening.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And the Bucks making a change here. Nance is checked in.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
And Stewart, no good on that one. Milwaukee's gotten fewer than half of their three-pointers to go down tonight. They're 4 for 9, and the basket is good.
Capping off the drive through the bump, Porter Jr. holding steady.
Now, here's Thompson. He had a 15-point outing in their last game against Sacramento.
Boy, he was piling up those assists in that one. I mean, every pass seemed to be on time and on target.
Here's Holland. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass.
Yeah, that was the 3rd straight high percentage look the defense has allowed. The defenders have got to start putting bodies on bodies.
Porter against Schroeder. On the wing, Porter. He gives the team some steady offense, a bit under 10 points a game. Here's Trent, and it's good off the back rim and in. Trent's got 11.
As he's gotten older, we've seen KPJ become a willing passer.
Schroeder with the ball. He's been a reliable scorer for him as he's averaging up over 13 points a game. And so it's Prince with it. He brings it up for the Bucks. 6-point lead, and it's denied. And it's out of bounds to the Bucks as Milwaukee retains possession. You gotta love strong defense, especially when it comes in the form of harsh rejections. Wow.
Sharp instincts on D there. Just timing when to rise up and swat that one away.
Simone Fontecchio. He's checked in for the Pistons. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Trent passes to Nance, and it's blocked. Schroeder outside. Pass to Stewart. Now here's Beasley. Makes the triple. Beasley's got his second basket.
You know, with his ability to space the floor, Beasley adds a strong dimension to his team's offense.
It's Trent on the wing, covered by Beasley. Here is Porter. It's rebounded by Schroeder. Pistons trail by 3. Beasley kicks it over to Schroeder. Back to Beasley. Stewart with the screen on Trent. 5 to shoot. The Pistons need to get off a shot here. Here's Schroeder. Can't tie it up as that one's no good. Bucks leading by 3. Trent's outside. Trent passes to Green. Pass to Porter. Takes a 3. Good. Great play by Green to set it up. Porter's got 6.
And he has really come to life here after a slow start in that first quarter.
Thompson outside. Now Stewart. Beasley with it. Pass to Fontecchio. Here's Stewart. The 10-footer finds the target. Stewart's got 4 points in the quarter. Milwaukee's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. Schroeder against Porter. From deep, Trent. And it's Fontecchio with the rebound.
3 triples in the first quarter, but he's yet to knock one down here in the second.
Here's Schroeder. Thompson left side. And here's Beasley. 6 points for him. 6 to shoot. Stewart misses. Bucks leading by 4. Prince outside. Lobbed up there for Thompson. Porter with the steal. Pass to Prince. Detroit with the rebound. Schroeder looking around. It's through for his second basket. He's now 2 for 6.
So crafty and clever at finishing inside. Schroeder doesn't lack confidence trying to get it up and down from this area.
Here's Porter. That ball is in the basket. Now he's shot 6 and made 3 of them. Pistons trail by 4. Pass to Schroeder. And there's the call on Kevin Porter. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Lopez, he's checked in for Nance. Antetokounmpo comes in for Taurean Prince. And it's Jackson in for Trent. Tobias Harris is checked in for Detroit. Cunningham comes in for Dennis Schroeder. Now, here's Cunningham. 6 points for him. Shot clock at 5. Harris inside the line. Detroit, no good that time either. Bucks leading by 4. Here's Porter. 8 points for him. Green finds Porter. Lets the 3 fly. That's in, and that's his 4th basket of the night. He's taken 7 shots, a solid 57%.
They are heating up, percolating here in the second quarter, letting it fly from distance.
Now, here's Stewart. 8 points his last outing. Fontecchio, covered by Green. Cunningham looking it over. Fires for 3. The rebound by the Bucks. Lopez has got his 4th rebound in this one. Here's Green, and it's Green with the jam.
And he can do a lot more damage to the rim than that when he wants to.
Oh, you're right. And with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Well, I think he did plenty of damage nonetheless. I mean, it was only with one hand, but he still threw that down pretty hard.
Cunningham's shot is off. And so it's Porter bringing it up now for the Bucks. Brook Lopez worth every penny as he secured a nice raise last season.
Yeah, you know, he's a combination of a three-point shooting big who's also an elite rim protector. That's a heck of a combination and a valuable one in today's game. It's been Giannis's night. His points have come in a variety of ways, and as usual, he has been relentless.
It's time now to hear from our Hall of Fame reporter, David Aldridge. What's the latest, David?
Kevin, thanks. The Bucks use their size defensively to great impact. Coach Doc Rivers said, we're not fast, we're long. So we get our fingertips on a lot of balls, and that slows fast teams down. Switching keeps guys in front of you, and the more size we can put in front of people, the better we can be. Kevin?
Yeah, you followed this league for a long time. That sounds like a pretty good game plan. Here's what Milwaukee's going with right now. Kyle Kuzma's checked in for Green. Prince comes in for Jackson. And Rollins subbed in for Kevin Porter. Now here's Hardaway. He's coming off a 19-point game against Sacramento. Hardaway is screen on Giannis. Harris against Antetokounmpo. Duran sets the screen for Hardaway. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Hardaway has got his third basket of the night right there.
Hardaway Jr. rises and fires with great confidence from there.
Antetokounmpo passes to Kuzma. Prince outside. Antetokounmpo up top. Guarded by Harris. Physical basketball from Giannis Antetokounmpo.
And not hard to see why they are giving up points on this run. Just too many good looks from in close.
Back to Cunningham. Nice ball movement by Detroit. During the pass to Harris. Jacks up a three. Rollins grabs the board. Bucks leading by 10. Now Giannis. He's got 21. Using his size, Giannis.
He is certainly one of the few true franchise cornerstones in the league. Few guys can take over a game like the Greek Freak.
Duran the pass to Hardaway. Back to Duran. Oh, and he parks it off the glass. Wow. Rollins against Cunningham. Here's Rollins. Nothing on the board. Over in the corner, Antetokounmpo. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him.
And Antetokounmpo is just fearless. I mean, hit him, knock him around, really doesn't faze him, doesn't matter. I mean, this guy is determined to get the job done, and he does.
That's his second personal foul. Second team foul. At the line for the Bucks, Giannis Antetokounmpo. One shot.
That's good from Antetokounmpo. Pistons trail by 15. Cunningham kicks to Hardaway. Pass to Harris. Over Giannis. And Harris gets it to go on the assist from Hardaway. 8 points for Tobias Harris.
You know, over time, as his game has evolved, Harris has accepted a bigger, expanded role. Knows he has the green light.
Here's Prince. And another basket for Milwaukee.
And defensively, they are on their heels every time the ball comes inside.
Yeah, I think they've got to ramp up the aggressiveness. If they don't, things are just going to get worse from here.
Now, here's Cunningham. 6 points for him. Harris dishes to Cunningham. Here's Hardaway. And that one off the back of the rim and in. Hardaway has got 5 points in the quarter.
Skilled at scoring in a variety of ways. I mean, give Hardaway Jr. these looks, and he's happy to oblige.
Kuzma outside. Looks inside. Guarded by Harris. Clock at 4. Here's Giannis. Lays it up and banks it in. Antetokounmpo's got 28 points for the game.
I'm sorry, that's poor defense down low again. It's been a mismatch thus far in the paint.
I'd agree with you, and I don't think they expected this one to be a game where they would get battered inside like they have.
Now here is Harris to the right side. During the pass to Harris. And they force the shot clock violation. Great team. And now let's take a look again at that incredible rejection.
They're determined to add to the lead, not with more offense, but with big-time defense.
And it's the Bucks ball. They're on a 20-7 run. Here's Giannis. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
Third personal foul.
Well, I tell you what, the long arms of Antetokounmpo are really incredibly lethal in the paint. Sometimes the defense really has no choice but to foul him and then hope he misses.
No good on the free throw. Detroit making a switch here. Stewart's checked in. No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. Pistons trail by 15. Thompson outside. Pass to Hardaway. Launches it. That's in. Coming off the assist from Thompson. Thompson's got 3 assists now in this one. Rollins against Cunningham. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give him any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
For Milwaukee, they have had a disappointing game so far from the line. Only 3 free throws made.
And it's been an average year, really, at the free throw line for this group, only around 75%.
You know, the numbers from the line, guys, are close to where they were last year, but just a tad worse, so not too bad.
Free throw drops for Rollins. Rollins hits them both. Now, here's Cunningham. It's deflected, and so we conclude the first half. Bucks ahead, leading by 14. Up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much. With J.B. Bickerstaff, Coach, what will be the areas of emphasis on defense in the second half?
Well, we got to do a much better job just being physical, fighting them deep down in the post. We got to be very aggressive early, not letting them get deep post catches, make them have to kick the basketball out and not take those easy buckets.
That is doing your work early, and we'll see if you can do it in the second half. Thanks, Coach. Back to you.
Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Hello, everybody. We'll break down the action shortly, but first, a glance at how the Eastern Conference standings are stacking up as the season winds down.
And a look here now at the Bucks. They haven't quite looked like themselves lately. The question is, how do they get back to the top? How do they recapture that magic? I think it starts with raising the intensity level. Become more aggressive, night after night, fight after fight. Aggressive is right.
And let's talk now about the game we've been watching. What a terrific first half for the Bucks.
They're taking the traditional approach of working it inside and then going outside. That stretched out that defense.
Yeah, it's about time. Once you establish that inside game, everything away from the bucket opens up.
And that about wraps it up. And as the third quarter is about to begin, we go to Kevin Harlan for the call.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You look at Antetokounmpo, and this game has been everywhere.
Yeah, pretty much all throughout that first half, and he was taking care of his business on the low blocks and getting more than his fair share of dunks.
Guys, he's been in beast mode down low, asserting his will. The defense has been helpless, unable to slow him down.
Bucks leading by 14. The post pair, the longtime duo of Antetokounmpo and Lopez. Rollins is out there with Prince, and it's Kuzma in its small forward. That's the five to begin the second half for Doc Rivers. Now here's Kuzma, Lopez, and the dunk by Lopez.
Putting that Stanton to the test, the big fella, banging it down.
Cunningham against Rollins. Pass to Duran. And here is Hardaway from deep. Rebounded by the Bucks. Antetokounmpo's got 6 rebounds here tonight. And we know Kuzma's always been a terrific scorer. But Greg, he's developed as a passer over time.
And Kevin, early in his career, Kuzma wasn't called on to be a leader, but he's grown into that role, and he puts effort into orchestrating for his teammates.
And when you take a look at Jalen Duran, a big man, Greg, who seems to get better each and every season.
Well, you know, he averaged a double-double in his second season. I especially like how hard he goes after rebounds. This guy has a bright future in this league.
That's good from Duran. He hits one and misses one, each at the line. Bucks leading by 17. Kuzma, right side. Pass to Antetokounmpo. With the drive, and Giannis throws it down.
Well, how about the concentration of Antetokounmpo? I mean, he expects to get hit when he's taking it strong to the rim, and still is able to muscle his way through contact.
I think the rim could be 12 feet off the ground, and Thompson could still go get the lob.
Cunningham against Rollins. Pass to Giannis. Detroit with the rebound. Next step for them, the Knicks coming out here to play. That game marks the first half of a quick 2-game homestand. Cunningham against Rollins. Outside Hardaway. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Prince up top, guarded by Hardaway. Oh, and Antetokounmpo hammers it in.
Prince passes the ball to get them the best shot possible. A real team player.
Pistons trailed by 19. Cunningham with it. He has 6. Hardaway kicks to Harris. To the paint. Here's Thompson. Giannis Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. Giannis has got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Yeah, you look across the board, it's actually sizing up, shaping up to be a great game. I mean, strong performances throughout, and they've really been strong on the glass.
Hardaway against Rollins. Good D by Hardaway. And it's Cunningham with the ball for the Pistons. 19-point game. Pass to Harris. Here's Duran. Outside Hardaway. Back to Duran. For 3, Harris. And the rebound goes to Lopez. Lopez has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Rollins. Covered by Cunningham. To the middle. And Duran slams it in.
One thing I really like about Asar Thompson, he's a team-first guy, always willing to make the extra pass.
And on the AT&T 5G Slam Cam, you can see how impressive that move was. Here's Rollins. Down low. Here's Antetokounmpo, and the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
They've hardly needed anyone else today to get out to this lead. I mean, he's provided almost all of their offense.
And timeout called by J.B. Bickerstaff. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys.
All right, fans, it's halftime.
And let's take a look at Giannis Antetokounmpo's numbers. The past month has been surreal. He's putting up 29 points a game, 11 rebounds, and 7 assists. And you talk about guys who just have a nose for putting up points. He is one of them.
Yeah, he sure is, and he rarely has back-to-back bad games. If he has an off night, he usually follows that up with a big night.
Now, here's Duran. He's got 5. From 7. The shot by Thompson, no good.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough, but that's how you win games.
So it's the Pistons now, after the basket by Milwaukee. Outside Hardaway. In the corner, it's Harris. A rebound by the Bucks. Giannis has got 8 rebounds in this game. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Second personal foul.
That's on Jalen Duran.
You know, no opponent is willing to give Antetokounmpo an easy look. I mean, they want to make it hard on him, and he's going to get bodied up, and he's learned to accept that.
And guys, let's get your take on the scoring breakdown for Milwaukee.
And they're playing beautiful basketball right now, racking up the assists by playing so unselfishly, just finding the open man.
And they've also been ferocious inside, really taking advantage in the painted area and making good on those chances.
That's good from Antetokounmpo. He's perfect from the line this time. And over the last few years, Mark, we have seen an explosion of talent from Canada.
Tell you what, you go back to the mid-2000s, Steve Nash is winning those back-to-back MVPs. That's certainly part of it, but I really think a generation of players picked up the game, seeing guys like Steve Nash, and then the influx of great Canadian collegiate players going on to NBA success has certainly continued to keep that pipeline going.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Yeah, double-digit advantage on the scoreboard. They've taken the initiative. They've played, I think, with more purpose so far.
The three, and Kuzma gets it to go on the assist by Giannis. Kuzma's got 5 now.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
And they get it. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a 3-point play.
Just a special offensive talent. We don't see guys like Cunningham come through the league that often.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
An 85% mark from the line. There aren't too many players in the league who are going to sport a much better percentage.
You know, guys, that's not quite the same success rate he had at the line last year, although it is somewhat in the neighborhood of last year's numbers.
And it's easy to see why so many are so high on Cunningham, a talented guard who can do a little bit of everything.
Antetokounmpo with the ball. Now defended by Cunningham. And that one's good. Antetokounmpo.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
Well, I'm going to credit the screen. I mean, that's a good, strong pick he lays there.
Thompson outside. Duran with the screen on Kuzma. Thompson for 3. Back to Cunningham. Another shot. And the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
Just showing some grown man strength there. Cunningham gifted at working through the contact.
He's got his 4th free throw of the game. Porter's checked in for Rollins. Beasley's checked in for Detroit. Milwaukee leading by 22. Antetokounmpo looking over the floor. Outside Porter from deep 3-point territory. Duran pulls it in.
And, you know, even though that shot didn't go down, I like how they got him a wide open look in space there.
To the inside. Kicks it out to Beasley. Good, and the assist goes to Cunningham. Beasley's got 9.
Showing you the range. Beasley deadly from there.
Lopez, a screen on Thompson. Tipped away and stolen by Thompson. Pass to Cunningham. Over Porter. Rebound, Milwaukee. Antetokounmpo's got 10 rebounds here tonight. So active. Porter finds Antetokounmpo. And the dunk by Giannis.
Nice job clearing some space out under the boards and setting himself up there for the putback.
And not just any old putback, Clark, but a big, big foul.
You can't be pretty, though, with those second chance opportunities. I mean, just put it in the basket. Boy, he's been a different player here in the second half, looking much more comfortable on the offensive end.
Giannis passes to Lopez. Back to Giannis. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Yep, he's their leading scorer in this game, and has been the dominant figure today, no doubt about it.
Pistons trail by 21. Cunningham kicks to Harris. He's off on that one. Good D by Lopez.
You know, scoring efficiency has been low, and it's not helping them on the scoreboard.
Pass to Kuzma. Prince, right side, lets it go from deep. Thompson with the rebound.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Harris, no good.
And the well is running dry for him right now. Nothing falling.
And, you know, you can sense his frustration. This is going to be a test of his resolve here.
Lopez, no luck. Detroit's gone into a slump here from three-point range, shooting just 1 of 5 here in the third. Kuzma against Harris. Thompson, a screen on Kuzma. Inside, deflects the pass from the low block. Thompson misses.
Nothing seems to be going his way this quarter.
To me, it appears he's starting to lose his composure a little bit. We'll see if he can regroup and get back into a better rhythm.
Second team foul.
Now look at the hottest teams in the league. These squads have knocked down everything in the last 10 games. Bucks number 1.
You have to be impressed with their shot selection. I mean, the discipline on that end and the unselfishness really is what allows those great numbers to show up.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
Free throw good. Giannis. Green, he's checked in for Milwaukee. Trent comes in for Prince. And then for Detroit, Stewart's checked in for Tobias Harris. Holland comes in for Asar Thompson. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for Cade Cunningham. That one is no good. Here's Holland. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. Pass to Stewart. Now Beasley. He's looking for Duren and finds him. No good on the shot. Good D by Giannis. Bucks leading by 22. Here's the lob at Kubo. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
Boy, really solid passer at his position. Kuzma is all about doing what's best for the team.
Now Beasley. Stewart with the screen on Trent. Beasley for 3. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. And here's Giannis. He'll bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. Here's Kuzma. The kick out to Porter. Pass to Trent. A three-pointer, no good. Detroit's gotten 1 of 6 three-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. And it's Schroeder missing.
Oh, you've got to be able to deliver when you get a buddy like that. That's just too easy of a shot to miss.
Here's Kuzma. The kick out to Antetokounmpo. He got it again. Sensational.
And he's up to 52 points.
Yeah, making a GA look all too easy right now. Porter against Schroeder. Beasley outside. Detroit, no good that time either. And the Bucks with possession. They've gone on a 10-2 run, not allowing much. And a wide open look for Porter. From outside, off the mark. And, well, Detroit shooting a mediocre 41% in this one. Duren with the screen on Porter. Pass to Duren. Here's Beasley. Back to Duren. And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line.
First personal foul.
For Detroit, they have shot 70% from the free throw line tonight, 7 for 10.
And as a unit, they're shooting 78% from the line. That's a solid number to work with on the season.
That's good from Duren.
And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed
to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
Jackson, he's checked in for the Bucks. And both free throws good for Duren. 27 seconds left here in the third quarter. And here's Porter, 11 points in the game. Trent outside. Porter passes to Green. Clock at 6. Outside Porter. And a miss there on the triple. And so it's the Milwaukee Bucks holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. Their defense has been active and effective. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And a chance right now to show you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, an easy choice tonight. Look at the precision on this pass. Put it on a platter for him.
Served him up a tasty room service dime right there, boy.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. On the floor for Detroit, we've got Fontecchio. Holland is out there with Isaiah Stewart. Then there's Dennis Schroeder, and it's Beasley in a two-guard. And the dunk by Stewart.
Smart pass there by Beasley. He spots a guy with a better shot and doesn't hesitate to get him the ball.
Milwaukee leading by 23. Now Porter. Clark, when you played, virtually every team had an enforcer. But that is a rare breed, it seems, in today's game.
Yeah, that's a good observation by you, I think, Kevin. I mean, a lot of teams had more than one enforcer back in the early 80s when I was playing. There's less physicality in general in the NBA today. I think that's why you see fewer enforcers, and there's a much greater premium on skill level than the enforcement component that existed in the early 80s and maybe a little beyond that.
Beasley for three. A three-pointer is right on target.
He's putting on a commanding performance here. He's hit 2 3-pointers in each half now.
Trent kicks to Porter. A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone right now. Back to Trent. Puts up a three. Good, and a nice assist from Porter. Porter's got assist number 5 here tonight.
How many times have we seen a possession like that from them today? Ending with a basket, coming off a pretty pass.
Well, when you look at the assist totals, heck, they've been clearly the better team.
Stewart, a screen for Beasley. Three-pointer. And another three for Detroit.
He's found his rhythm from deep, and you can see the confidence.
Yeah, I'd be confident too, as a matter of fact. I mean, if you're stacking up threes the way he is, I mean, he's doing all this work from behind the arc.
And here's Porter after Malik Beasley made that last three-pointer. Trent outside. Cross contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
Coming off a big game, his confidence couldn't be higher, and coach knows it.
Showing no signs of slowing or cooling down. They're going to ride him as far as he can take him.
Clark, the NBA has seen some iconic personal rivalries over the years, and I'm sure you remember most of them.
Yeah, I do, even those that I wasn't part of as a young basketball player growing up in Cleveland watching, but I read a lot about them. Wilt and Bill Russell, the Celtics and the Lakers, and all of those great teams. Obviously, high school graduate of 1979, the Bird and Magic rivalry, easy answer for anybody around my age. And then you think about Isaiah Thomas, who was in my high school class, and then Michael Jordan. Those Pistons-Bulls rivalries were pretty intense and must-watch TV. So there have been a lot over the years.
they've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Now, here's Trent. Green with a screen for Trent. Fires the three. Good for basket number 7 tonight on a not-so-unlucky 13 shots.
He's really picked up where he left off in the first.
And it's Schroeder with the ball. He brings it up for the Detroit Pistons. Beasley for 3. Milwaukee with the rebound.
Hey, you know, I like the competitive spirit, but when you look at it, I think he rushed that 3 a little bit because he was trying to get back at his opponent.
Smith with a screen on Schroeder. Trent outside. Lets it go with the 3. Good, and a nice assist from Porter. Porter's got his 7th assist of the game with that last one. Detroit's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. Beasley, the pass to Schroeder. Beasley sets a screen for Schroeder. Kicks it out to Beasley. They need this. They get the rebound. Back to Schroeder. He gets it in there.
Dennis Schroeder.
We've played just over 3.5 minutes now in the fourth quarter. Trent outside. Pass to Smith. Shoots over Schroeder. And again, it's Milwaukee converted.
A nice job taking what the defenders gave him. These guys need a gut check right now.
Well, that's exactly the kind of defense that's gotten them into the hole.
And he makes that one.
Defensively, you just can't afford to give these easy looks up. Just asking to get burned if you do.
Porter kicks to Green. No good on the 3.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play.
Beasley, the pass to Schroeder. Drills the 3-pointer.
And he's shaking off that slow start, giving them a boost here in the second.
Milwaukee's gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc since the final quarter's gotten underway. Jackson passes to Trent. It's hauled in by Stewart. Stewart's got 7 rebounds in the game. Beasley outside. Reed finds Fontecchio. Looking for Stewart, he gets it there. And the dunk by Stewart.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
And Doc Rivers has called a timeout. He's very aware of the timing here and the significance of getting things squared away with his team. And Milwaukee with a whole new lineup now. Bucks leading by 22. Outside, Antetokounmpo. Rollins against Cunningham. Lopez a screen. Shot clock at 6. Kuzma can't get it to go.
And thus far, they've managed to overcome an off game from him offensively.
Cunningham passes to Durant.
That's really a tough call. One you don't like to see, but it was called, and now he's got to really make sure that he's on top of his game here in regards to not picking up another foul. That was his 5th right there.
Milwaukee making a switch here. Porter's checked in. Now here is Harris. And Thompson kicks to Harris. Thompson against Porter. Thompson outside. Puts up a deep 3. Antetokounmpo pulls it in. Giannis has got rebound number 17, if you can believe that. And there's the foul. And it's on Taurean Prince. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
No question about it. No flop there. That was a direct shot to the chest.
Now, here's Cunningham. Pass to Duran. Now here's Hardaway. Defended by Prince. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. Bucks leading by 22. Over in the corner, onto Kumbo. To end the drought.
And when the Greek Freak takes flight, I mean, he's looking to tear that rim apart. So ferocious in his throwdown.
Took him no time at all on that one. 16 points for Cade Cunningham.
And we always talk about making your teammate better. That assist was right on target.
Here's Prince. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on Harris. Look, I've always heard that every team when on the road will have a team dinner.
You know, that's typically a practice that most teams employ, and those dinners are memorable, especially if the food is good. But more than the food, I think, is the camaraderie and the bonding that takes place when you break bread together, coaches and players.
And he makes the first.
Well, I like the fact that Prince does a good job picking his spots. He's not a guy that forces things. Kind of lets the game come to him naturally.
Rollins checked in for Porter. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. The Pistons have gotten exactly 2/3 of their shots to find the bottom of the net here in the fourth, 8-12. And here we go. Kuzma heading to the hoop.
Really amazing. Absolutely astonishing how Antetokounmpo is on defense. I mean, he's disruptive wherever he is on the floor defensively.
Now here's Thompson. Nice ball movement by Detroit. Here's Cunningham. And Cunningham with the slam.
Puts the D in a tough spot when you have a point guard who can throw it down.
He really does, GA. He really does put pressure on them.
And you know, guys, showing how dynamic a weapon he is for this offense, they feed off of that energy and ability to make plays. It gets them going.
So strong. Giannis has really added some bulk since entering the league. Helps him absorb the contact.
Hardaway is screen on Rollins. Out to Harris. Fires from deep. That's in, coming off the assist from Cunningham. Cunningham's got 4 assists now tonight.
And they've got to talk to each other on D there. Miscommunication, and now he's able to make a pay.
Now here's Giannis. Pass to Rollins. Fires the 3. Detroit with the rebound. Duran's got 8 rebounds in this game. We've seen the league, Clark, crack down on physical play more and more over time.
You know, I think in general that's a good trend and direction and change. The game was extremely physical and rugged in the early 80s and even into the early mid-90s. But things change, and I think the change is for the better. It's about player safety and protecting players, so I think it's a good thing overall.
Now here's Kuzma. Over Harris. Nice spin off the left rim and in.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
And you can see the competitiveness in Hardaway Jr.
Second team foul. At the line for the Pistons, Tim Hardaway Jr. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Hardaway.
And they are making it look easy at the free throw line here in the second half.
Big group substitution here for Milwaukee. Green, he's checked in for Lopez. Jackson comes in for Kyle Kuzma. Trent's checked in for Taurean Prince. And Kevin Porter's subbed in for Rollins. And good on the second, so he makes them both. Regarding court layout, Clark, do you think there should be more space around the court to reduce collisions?
Yeah, part of me would say that makes a lot of sense and would be prudent. I mean, you've got to balance that with access to fans who want to be for those premium seats as close to the action as possible. But it is difficult when you see a fan collide with the players. So I think you balance it. I would like to see a little more room, give the fans the experience and access, but maybe create a little more cushion between the playing surface and those high-priced seats.
Here's Cunningham following the bucket by the Bucks. 4 on the shot clock. From the arc, Antetokounmpo grabs the miss. Giannis has got rebound number 19 now. Incredible board work. Pass to Green. And here's Antetokounmpo. Good, that's another bucket.
And he's nearing the single-game franchise record in scoring.
Absolutely on fire. Already a night to remember and approaching some history to boot.
2 minutes remaining in the game. 2 minutes.
Harris with it. Now guarded by Antetokounmpo. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2.
You know, looking to score often from there, Harris is excellent at drawing the defense's attention and fouls.
Tobias Harris taking 2 shots.
That free throw, no good. Well, for over a decade, Clark, we've been in the player empowerment era. And it's generally been, I think, a positive for the NBA.
Yeah, I can't agree with you more in that regard. The players are the drivers of the league. They're the personalities, they're the visibility, they're the doers, the talented performers of a league that entertains globally. So they deserved more money and influence, and I think they've gotten both. Now, there are a few players that have kind of exploited that in a way that I don't think is most healthy by forcing trades, but I think it's a good thing overall.
Porter, no luck.
You know, defensively, you just can't afford to give him that much room. They're fortunate that he missed that one.
And it's good, 2 points. Cunningham's got 14 points now in the second half.
I love the mentality of Cunningham tonight, looking for his shot, and boy, is he producing.
Giannis with it, picked up by Harris. A nice shot there by Antetokounmpo. Antetokounmpo's got 9 points now in the quarter.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it, just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Milwaukee.
This was a team performing to its fullest capability.
A hugely satisfying win. A game that not many will soon forget. And on the other side, one that I think most will try to forget.
And so checking out their season record, this game will become their 45th win. And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Giannis.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
Milwaukee foul. Giannis Antetokounmpo. 3rd personal foul. 4th team foul. Shooting for Detroit, Cade Cunningham, taking 2 shots.
And the first one drops. Nancy's checked in for Giannis Antetokounmpo. And so he's able to get 1 of 2.
Not nearly as productive a trip to the line as he'd have liked. They need all their free throws to go down at this point.
There's Porter with the 3. He gets that one to drop. He's now 5 of 12.
And you can sense that these fans, these players, they are ready to celebrate.
And I think they can start that celebration right now. I mean, what a terrific team victory.
Shot clock and game clock separated by less than 6 seconds. Harris draws the double. 6 to shoot. Thompson sets the pick for Cunningham. Over Porter. Cunningham gets the bucket. And so it's Milwaukee with it. Now here's Porter. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And now we'll go to David Aldridge, who's standing by with our player of the game. Take it away, David.
Thanks very much, Giannis. Huge, big win tonight. How did you do it?
I think we're just having fun. I think guys were running to their spots, and we were able to drive the lanes and made the right pass, and we were knocking down shots. The ball was moving, we were defending, we were having fun. So that's why we got to win.
So you need to patent that formula, I guess. Congrats on the win, man. Thanks. Back to you.
Thank you, David. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. But as we go, let's take a look at our player of the game, Giannis Antetokounmpo.